Here, and welcome to this week's episode of the Live Sit and Talk featuring me, Quirk. And in the corner, we've got Rob, our awesome camera ordinator, duder. Camera ordinator. That's my wording. Don't judge me. Anyway, guys, so the way this works is an hour of live footage on YouTube and Twitch. I have a computer in front of me with the chats going. You guys can throw your questions at me, and I will answer them as they kind of pop up. And otherwise, I'm not sure how everybody else is doing it, but if at any point in time you use any of the super chats, something like that, if that pops up, I will stop what I'm doing immediately and answer that question. So, without further ado, let's jump right into this. I think there's like a 10-second delay between the time I say something and the time you see it. So, oh, there we go. We're starting to see some hi Quirks. So, we got the comments going on here. Let's see some questions coming up here. We got a couple people saying hi. What's up, Ben? There we go, Benjamin McFarlane. Trying to find a comment here. Looks like everybody seems to be talking about in the comment section about the custodies here. Everybody's trying to figure out how many shield guard captains they needed to take. The answer, as many as you possibly can. I'm working on a custodies army right now, and I'm trying to figure out how many bikes I want to put into it, so. All right, first question we got here. What happened to WoW hair? When I went to the LVO, I dyed my hair red to match my army because in the 24-hour live stream, you guys basically donated quite a bit of money for me to do that, and the dye wouldn't come out. So I shaved my head just to make it not so red. And Rob is snickering in the corner there.
Maybe.
Just a little bit. Oh, Josh, how do you scroll on this thing? This is Josh's computer, and I'm trying to learn how to scroll. So it's all over the place. All right, here we go. Next up, we have Garrett Stacy. How do you beat guard with Harlequins? Well, there's a couple different things. First off, when I went to the LVO, I went up against, I think it was either 2 or 1. I have videos for them. I mean, I know I went up against 1 guard player for sure. And what I did was I actually, oh, hang on, timeout. Before I finish answering that, we have one here. We got $10 from Brandon Kiefer. Quirk, how much do you love chicken tenders? I love them chicken tendies. Whee! Whatever, Rob. Whatever. Anyway, so I went up against a guard player. He wasn't really prepared. So my LVO list, if you guys have seen the video, was kind of a mix of Eldar and Harlequins, but it was majority Harlequins, so it was technically a Harlequin army. I had negatives to hit all over the board, but the thing was you can very, very easily get into guard lines with your Skyweavers with their guns and just absolutely mow down any of the actual bodies in front of them that people are using as screen. And then if you have Harlequin troops with fusion pistols, you can actually put them in a Starweaver, fly that 16 inches up the board, deep strike in a Shadow Seer, have her cast Twilight Pathways, fire out yourself up another 16 inches, so you're going 32 inches. With the 6-inch range of your fusion pistols, you've got a 38-inch threat range. Doesn't matter what deployment map you really do. If you deploy on the line, you know you're going up against a guard player who's going to deploy on the back lines. If he's putting his bigger stuff out there, it's very easy to get yourself in that, basically get yourself into their deployment zone. So definitely helps out with that one. Quirk, how are the orcs coming for Adepticon? They are coming. I actually don't really have much to work on for them. A lot of the stuff that I need, the studio already has. I needed a few things here and there. I'm not really going to get too much into what I'm taking because it's still not 100% in stone. But for the most part, it's going to be a ton of boys. And I know as soon as I say that, people are like, well, you're playing a tournament. How are you going to move all the bodies around? I do have appropriately sized movement trays that are coming in that I can use for that. If people are going to say, you know, those aren't tournament legal, well, I can use them for deployment and then move the boys off of that. It basically, I can't think of anybody who I'm going to play against who's going to be upset that I'm playing quickly with orcs. So anything to kind of speed that game up will usually make people happy. So, all right, next up, what do we have here? Oh, come on now. So, any advice on a really, really noob to Warhammer? Go to your local gaming store, see what people are kind of playing, kind of get a feel for it. Ask some people if you can have them teach you how to play. And usually, whenever somebody asks online, you know, how do I get into the hobby? You have to kind of, it sounds really bad, but you kind of have to adapt a little bit to the meta you play in. For example, I play tournaments in everywhere from Hamilton to St. Catharines where I live to Niagara Falls. Sometimes I'll actually jump over the border. And just by going to those 4 locations that are maybe you know, what, like half an hour apart from each other, 20 minutes apart from each other, the meta shifts drastically from each of those. So the thing is, if you just kind of see how we play and ask us how to build a list, well, we're going to build it for the meta that we play. Well, over here, you're going to go to your local store and they might play completely differently, and one of two things will happen. You'll either be the guy who is that guy who just always wins all the time, or you're going to just get stomped every single game. There's really no middle ground unless you get really lucky and actually build a list that fits directly into your meta by accident, which with all the different list combinations that are out there, really not likely. So you sit up a little bit. I have to adjust the screen. All right. How tall are you? I am 183 centimeters. Where's the mohawk? Yeah, dyed it pink, couldn't get it out, shaved it off. It's coming back though. Hair's growing back. Once I get a little bit longer, go to my barber, she's gonna bring it back. So we'll be happy about that one. Are you excited about Codex Tau? Yeah. Just from the few little leaks that we've seen from the Warhammer community, I am super excited for Tau. I think they're gonna be absolutely amazing. I know a lot of people out there saying, well, no, like you're only allowed to bring one Tau commander now. You didn't really, I know Tau commanders were kind of like a auto include for a lot of Tau players, but the thing is, you don't really need that to actually be able to play Tau effectively. You just, you know, you have to build your list accordingly. And now with the way that all the guns seem to be shifting over for the Tau and like the damage output that they have as their potential, it is ridiculous. So I'm super excited about that. I want to see how that goes. I have a feeling they're going to go back to the way they were, where they're just a straight up gun line. We sit down, we stay put, and we shoot you off the board. So I'm excited for that. Let's see here. Whoa. Ah, Josh, your scroll is all over. Can I do this? No, I can't do that. Okay, fine. Fine. Josh, your computer's a mess. Quirk, are you excited for the new Necron AdMech box? Not really. I don't play Necrons. I don't play AdMech. I know Josh is super excited about the mini knights, but that's about it. So, what do we have here? What was your final position in the LVO with Harlequins? Out of the 530 people, I finished 170 something. So, it wasn't terrible, but my strength of schedule kind of carried me through that. So, what else do we have here? Whoa! Wow, you guys are commenting like crazy. When does live campaign start? X hours from now. What is it? What time does it start, Rob?
1 o'clock.
I think it's about 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
So, I really like to know what you expect from the Orc Codex and what you expect it, and when you expect it. I have no expectations for the Orc Codex aside from hopefully we get some clan rules, which I guess that would make sense because everybody else is getting all these special rules for all the different things, so it would make sense that orcs are going to get that. But otherwise, I have no real expectations. You can kind of guess a little bit of what's going to happen when you look at the chapter approved and where they went with some of the armies and that. But even that, I'm like, okay, they gave orcs a little bit more shooting and the ability to make bigger units, but and then they gave them a relic that's just an auto include because mortal wounds are awesome. Whoa. What are you going to do differently in list selection when you go to the next tourney? What was your list good enough was your list good enough, do you think? So for anybody who's ever watched any of the Oceans 11s, 12, and 13, I like to follow that suit where you never do the same trick twice. So every tournament I'm going to try and bring a different army, a different list, a different something. I'm noticing a little bit more I'm playing out of the meta when I go to tournaments, and I'm suffering for it a little bit. Like, for example, when I went to the LVO, I had Eldar, but I didn't have Dark Reapers. I didn't play them as Ynnari. I didn't do anything like that. I just brought a couple Rangers because Rangers are cool. They're cheap points fillers, and I mostly just brought Harlequins and relied on them to do all the heavy lifting. So, yeah. Let's see. The Drop Podcast. Oh, what's up, Nate? Do you think the detachment restrictions for Tau commanders is justified? Also, are you going to be doing games with chess clocks now that ITC has incorporated them? So to answer the first question, do I think the detachment restriction for Tau commanders is justified? Yes. I do, mostly because I have a feeling that when the Codex actually does come out, there's not going to be enough big changes that are going to essentially nullify the Tau commander drop spam. So I think it's a good idea for them to say, okay, you know what? Let's just limit it a little bit. We're not going to say you can only bring one per army, but we're going to limit it to one per detachment. So if you're playing match play, you're getting a limit of 3. That's not that bad. I know you have to build your you have to alter the way you build your list to get the max 3, but that's not that bad. So, and then again, I have a feeling when the Codex actually does come out, there's going to be stuff out there that's a lot better than Tau Commanders, and when people start reading through it, it's going to be, you know, a week of, oh, I can't believe they got rid of the Tau Commander spam, and then a week later, it's, I can't believe how good Storm Surges are, or Riptides, because they're just unstoppable. Why would they make this so powerful? We're going to completely forget about the Tau Commander spam. As for doing games with chess clocks, now that the ITC has incorporated them, no. Because of the way we film, it is very difficult for somebody like myself to be holding the camera, playing the game, and also maintaining a chess clock while doing that. Because when we're on camera, it looks very, you know, fluid as we're doing it. Because it's kind of, you get the jump cuts to everything that we're doing, but there's a good amount of time between some of those cuts where we're measuring things, justifying things. It actually takes me longer to do a turn because I'm taking the camera, I'm putting it down, I'm measuring everything, I'm doing something there to mark it so that I don't need to keep the tape measure on the board while I'm doing the movements and stuff like that. So it's not really feasible for us, or at least myself, to use a chess clock when we're filming. We would actually have to get a secondary cameraman or something like that, and that's just going to shoot up the cost of the video, and it's very difficult. And we don't do static cam, so no. I think the hard and fast answer to that one is no. We wouldn't be doing a chess clock, just because one of the players is also the cameraman, so it makes life a little bit difficult there. How do you deal with a player that brings 25 Primera Psychers and 10 Custodians?
Run away.
Yeah, run. Just, that is actually really a mean list. Death Guard, you could just slow them down. Or Demons of Nurgle, that's always fun. I guess it really depends on what you play. I guess you can, if they're just straight up 10 Custodies, like 10 Custody Guardians, then you can probably outrange them, because they're not that fast and their range is kind of poo, but, yeah, that is kind of tricky. You would actually need something that can crack armor and also anti-psyker. I think the only way to effectively combat that is to just bring the exact same list against him and let the dice decide. So, next Thursday, just steal Chris's live stream computer. Yeah, I would. Maybe. What are your speculations for the next wave of codexes? I like it. I like the wave that we're seeing, like the rumors that have been coming out for stuff like that. It's mostly Xeno stuff, so I have no idea what's going to come out after that. I'm assuming the way GW's been kind of doing it is like Imperial Xenos, something like that. But we might actually end up seeing a, or maybe the next drop might actually be something Chaos related. That'd be kind of cool. So, whoop. Scroll is driving me insane. Quirk, what are the odds that we get a beast model? Oh, for orcs? Oh. Very slim. I'm going to go with very slim on that one. Audio is good. Okay, glad to know audio is good. Thank you. I actually forgot to ask that. Rob's just looking at me. I'm sorry, dude. Oh, how did my game go against Kenny from the Long War? He stomped me. That guy's dice rolling is off the charts. To give you an example, he had a unit of obliterators just doing their first shot. Nothing really going on, nothing special to that. And he's like, you know, I'm going to shoot at this unit over here. I'm like, all right, well, you know, they're -1, so you're probably going to be, you haven't moved, so you're going to be hitting or sorry, you deep struck in, so you're going to be hitting on 5s. He's like, okay, rolls 12 dice, gets 8 5s and 6s. I'm like, I'm sorry, whoa, what? And after rolling for the damage and everything, I'm like, if 2 of these sneak through, I'm dead. Because he was shooting at my Skyweaver, or my Starweaver. He's like, okay, wounding, yep, you're wounded. I was like, okay, I got to rely on my 4 up here for these like 7 saves. Rolled them, failed all of them. I'm like, oh. And that's how the game started. He just absolutely destroyed me. So, had a very fun time playing with him, but he absolutely destroyed me. Let's see. Whoa. Any idea when the Space Wolf Codex will be released? No. I have no idea. I'm sorry. Hi Quirk. Has Steve told you about the game that Orcs outshot him with Dark Angels Green Wing last edition? I think I've heard about it. We talk about a lot of games, and some of them kind of get mixed in with each other. So, it sounds familiar, but I'm drawing a little bit of a blank on that one. I'm sorry. Ba, 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 ba. Hey Quirk, are we going to finally get that game together? Hopefully, Alexis. I am hoping. If you go to Adepticon, I will bring something and we will play. If not, I will maybe see you at Nova. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Hey Quirk, did you manage to sell your brimstones? And who won the office sweepstake? Rob's over there cheering. Yes, Rob won the office sweepstake because I had 180 brimstones, and they started the beginning of the nerf train for them. And yeah, as soon as I got that first one where it's like, okay, they only do one mortal wound, I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to bring them anymore. And then it slowly started to decline from there. But we had a guest come in saying, you know, I have some pink horrors. I need 30 blue and 30 brimstone. I was like, I'll sell you 30 blue and 30 brimstone. I don't care. So I sold him those. And Steve instantly went, you sold some? Oh, you gave up already, man. You sold your army. I was like, no, I just sold a couple of them. I don't need that many. And he's like, nope, you sold them. Who won? He looks at me, he's like, oh, Rob won. So Rob won that. I still haven't sold the rest of them. I have 150 somewhere in the office. So
how long did you have them before you sold them?
About a month. I had them for about a month.
Yeah.
Rob's asking how long did I have them beforehand. I had them for about a month. So Josh, get out of my chat. Quirk, is your real name actual is your name actual Dave Quirk? Yes. Yes, it is. Will live shows be more often? Thoughts on town nerf and alleged buffs? So again, going through everything, I think the nerfs and the buffs are actually going to make them feel more like the Tau army from 7th edition without making them feel like the Tau army from 7th edition. So they're basically gonna get that nice little buff up to where all the actual codexes are. So it's gonna be a bit of a jump from the index to codex without making it broken. And I know a lot of Tau players out there were like, no, I remember back in 7th when I was so good. It's like, yeah, well, no, we're trying to make everything equal now. Quirk got scalped. No, I didn't. A little bit. Quirk, how quickly are you going to betray everyone later? Oh, so quickly. All right, you guys land on the planet. I shoot everybody. And if Matt's watching this right now, I'm gonna write Quirk out of this campaign. Rob's just over there nodding. Yeah, he is. What armies do you guys play? Well, we're kind of jumping through a bunch of different things right now. When I started, I was the orc player, and Steve is starting to take up that mantle a little bit. So I think the Adepticon is going to be my last game with orcs for a while, unless a guest comes in and requests it. So that's going to be my last hurrah with that. But right now, with 8th edition, I'm personally playing Harlequins, Demons, mostly Tzeentch and Nurgle. Custodes. Ooh, I don't even remember here. Necrons, a little bit. I don't collect them. I kind of play them every now and then because they're fun. I jumped into Tau a little bit, but I'm not familiar with them enough to say that I play them. I just kind of picked it up and said, okay, well, let's make a quick list out of this and see what happens. And I think that's all I can think of at the moment, but I'm sure I play more than that. Everybody else plays different things. Like Josh plays Admech, Steve plays Dark Angels, and he's starting to pick up orcs. Luca plays Necrons, and again, they all play different things. Matt plays Tyranids, Dave plays Blood Angels, so it's all over the place. What is your favorite movie of all time? I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. The Crow. I like the movie The Crow. Rob's nodding. I got Rob's approval. All right, that's all I ever asked for. The first one, yeah. There's no other movies.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's The Crow, and that's the last movie that they ever made about that comic book.
They're remaking it again.
Shh! Don't ruin it for me. Yeah, I looked at the top list and they were very turny. Lots of Dark Reapers, lots of Blood Angel, Death Company. Yes, I saw the top list there and I was like, I'm not even surprised because I had to fight 2 of them. So, will you guys play more Primaris only armies on the channel? Maybe. Right now, Primaris stuff when it first came out was super good, and now it's starting to trail behind with all the other codexes coming out. So it might be a little bit tricky. Unless you bring Guilliman, you're kind of you're almost an index when you don't bring Guilliman or Celestine or something. So, but when as soon as you bring Guilliman or Celestine, you're classified as that guy. So, yeah. Whoa. Okay. How do I need to grab Josh's? Oh, scrolling up. That's why. I'm going the wrong way. Next up, what do we have here? Quirk, have any of you in the Mini Wargaming Studio ever tried Malifaux? I tried it once, enjoyed it, but never really got back into it because there isn't much of a community here. So, then why are all other commanders allowed like shield captains on jet bikes? You can take 3+ of those. Farseer, Extect? I can't remember. Okay. Mostly because they're like 160 points base, and they, even though shield guard captains are really good, they can't put up the firepower of a like Tau commander. It just doesn't happen. They can get into melee and do that, but no. The yeah, there's nothing a Tau commander can't deal with. And at the same point in time, there's something that a shield captain can't deal with. The problem is that a Tau commander can do it in one shooting phase, whereas a shield guard captain is probably going to take a turn or 2 to actually deal with whatever it is. Let's see here. Can you fight Dark Eldar with orcs? Sure, but you have to get in melee with them. Will you be at Chris's event at Adepticon on Friday night? It's on Friday? I thought that was on the Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, his event's yeah, Chris's event is on the Wednesday, and if I can get in, yeah, absolutely. I don't think he'll let me in the door.
It starts either 7 or 8 p.m.
Yeah, nope. I probably won't make that. Quirk, do you find yourself walking slower now that you are no longer painted red? Actually, I do. What do we have here? What are the orcs hanging out on the shelf behind you for? I think those are just grots. Yeah, it's just a grot crew. I'm not sure whose they are or what they're there for, but yeah, it's just a grot crew. Are they reading Twitch questions? Yes. Yes, we are reading Twitch questions, because that was on Twitch. Josh, last week didn't know about... Josh did... Oh, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, the timer right now is about 10 seconds behind, so whenever you guys comment something. I'm also trying to catch up on the comments because you guys are going really fast here. Yeah, it's about 10 seconds behind. So if you pop something up in it, I'm just reading the comments. I'm not really seeing if they're from YouTube or Twitch. Let's see. When did this start? It started at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. When will you come to Montreal? You mean when will I go back to Montreal? I went to Montreal like 8 months in being hired here, and had a blast. But yeah, I would like to go back. I know there's a game store that I like took a photo outside of a long time ago, and the owner of the store started messaging me. He was like, "Hey, are you coming back?" I'm like, no, I'm already like halfway home, dude." So, if you were a Primarch, which one would you be? I'd be Alfarius. Yeah, I would be Alfarius. Quick quirk tip. In case of instantaneous combustion of character, don't be afraid, just kill them all. I will keep that in mind. Is Beverly really your middle name? And how much do you like Beverly in This Is Not a Test campaign narrative campaigns. Beverly is not my middle name. Steve just didn't. Okay, so Steve in a previous sit and talk a long time ago got asked, name everybody. Just reading these comments that are coming up. They're funny. Name everybody's full name in the office, and he got to me, and Steve didn't know my middle name, so he just went Beverly. I'm like, that's not my middle name, and it just stuck. So my middle name's actually Lloyd. So no one's ever going to believe that. How do you feel about the Tau Leaks fusion blades? I actually haven't read them yet, so I don't have any info on that. Whoa. Oh, there we go. Now it's starting to scroll on me. Okay. Okay. There we go. The crow spot the edgelord in the room. No. Okay. Quirk, are custodians a cheap way to get into 40k? I already play War Machine, and the cost of starting an Imperial Guard or Sisters Army is scary. Yes, custodians are an incredibly cheap way to get into 40k. Mostly because I've only spent maybe 300 at this point, and I have about 1,500 points of custodies. It does not take very much, and the thing is, a lot of armies need different things to function very well. Like you need your characters that can give out bubbles to buff you. You need transports that can help you out. You need to get this specific army. You need to get these specific weapons and all the different things to make your army actually function as a whole for the most part. Some armies don't, and I'm sure people are already starting to type the comments like, no, you're wrong, but okay. For the most part, a lot of armies need to have all the little things to work very well together, especially when it comes to guard. You need all your captains and commanders and ordering all your vehicles around. You need the shield of bodies in front of it. So yeah, those are very expensive. When it comes to custodies, it's, you know, you get one box of 5 guys. Technically, you only need 3. So if you get 2 boxes, you've got 3 units. So it's pretty good right there. I bought a bunch of bikes. I've got 12, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, I have 12 bikes right now. And out of that, I was actually able to make a full patrol detachment that is a little over 1,200 points. And then I threw Valoris in it, and it's 1,500 points on the dot. So it's not that difficult. Let's see. What next do we have here? In your opinion, of the armies you collect, what model needs an upgrade the biggest, and if so, why? Thraka. Thraka needs an upgrade now. When you look at the Ghazghkull Thraka model, it's like, yeah, he's a really big orc. But then when you look at like the Age of Sigmar orcs that are coming out now, it's like, no, Thraka's supposed to be this big, scary 40k orc, and yet my mega boss is bigger than him. No, give Thraka a new model. Give Thraka a nice big character model. Like Guilliman, the new Guilliman is bigger than Thraka. So, what is your opinion on Ollie Talk -1 to hit? I'm really struggling to find a counter with my Tau army. It is very, very annoying, the -1 to hit. It essentially makes you have to play completely different if you're playing a shooting army. But for Tau players, at this point, you're still in the index. So when the actual codex comes out, you might have an answer. Like even Custodes got an answer for that. You have 2 land raiders next to each other. It's a ton of points to do this. We have 2 land raiders next to each other. Give them a command point, and they ignore all modifiers to hit. So yeah, you know what? Just go for it. Just wait for your codex to come out. That will answer all your your problems, I think. How did you come to join the Mini Wargaming team? I applied for the job a while back. They had a job opening saying, you know, hey, we're looking for a content producer who can play War Machine. I was like, I can play War Machine. I'm comfortable on camera. And they were basically, Matt and Dave said, okay, well, we'll try you out for a little while and see how it goes. And that was almost 3 years ago. So, yeah. Celestine and Guilliman in the same list makes you that guy. Sometimes, yeah. Just the double buff there is really annoying, and a lot of armies still don't have an answer for it. So, because characters are annoying. So, let's see here. Have to reluctantly disagree about the Primaris. I tried my hardest to dislike them, but they perform really well with Blood Angels for the Red Thirst and the power weapon option on Intercessors. That's because you're playing Blood Angels. Play them as Ultramarine or Dark Angel, or not Dark Angels, Death Watch or anything like that, and you'll find very quickly that they are lacking in special rules. Quirk, do you have any future armies you want to build? I'm thinking about doing a Daughters of Cain army for Age of Sigmar, but at the same point in time, not, because I'm still working on my Custodes, and I am doing a little pet project on those. So, oh, scrolling the wrong way here. Still scrolling the wrong way. There we go. Oh, here we go. $2 from Jose. Hey Q, are you keeping up something with War Machine? Not really. I still have my what are they called? Cephalix. I still have my Cephalix. The last time I took them out was at Valhalla, and the last time I took them out before that was the year before Valhalla. That was the last 2 times I ever got to actually play War Machine. So, all right. Where is the Harley Quirk shirt? I don't know. I'm still waiting for suggestions on that one. Do you ever play Magic the Gathering? I used to. I actually have a commander deck sitting on my... Ooh, I gotta stop touching this keyboard. I actually have a commander deck sitting on my shelf right now because I like to play commander every now and then. But I built a probably $400 Gifts Tron deck and played it for better part of a month. Did fairly well with it and was kind of like, okay, you know what, I'm kind of done with this. I'd rather have the money and buy more War Machine stuff. So, so some of your comments, guys, these are interesting. Quirk, are you going to visit Matt's room again during Adepticon? No, I'm not making that mistake again. Don't look at me like that, Rob. I'm not allowed to judge. Did Magnus do anything wrong? No, he was just trying to help. Oh, people are going to start hating me now. All right, let's try and do the scroll properly here. This way. Nope, that's the wrong way. Ah, every time. Quirk, does the studio have a Legion of Asgorth army? The Chaos Dwarves from Forge World? No, we don't. I haven't seen them. I haven't tried to play against them. I don't know anything about them. But I did look at them, and I went, these look kind of cool. And then probably forgot about them, because I got distracted by the Daughters of Cain. I'm curious how Steve's going to answer that question. Because someone just asked, Steve, would you agree that Quirk is the best strategic player in the office, yet the worst roller? I don't know, Rob, do you think I'm the most strategic player in the office?
Nope.
Oh.
Worst roller? Yep.
Thanks, buddy. Quirk, what did you think of the campaign idea I gave you? Yeah, that was the one you gave me during the live stream. I read it. It was cool. I liked it. I don't really have much more to give you on that one because I don't have it in front of me. Quirk, have you seen the trailer for the new Necromunda video game? If so, what did you think? I haven't seen the new trailer for the new Necromunda game. I did see the trailer for the VR Betrayal of Calth, and once that comes out, yeah, you heard me, Rob. Virtual reality. So, I'm excited for that one. If you had a power to make a new race, what is it? Like in 40K or in general? No, if I had the power to make a new race in 40K, it would probably be like Chaos Orcs. Because I think that would be sweet. I know it doesn't really make any sense lore-wise, but I think that would be sweet. I'm sure somebody could, you know, machina it a little bit. Do you miss War Machine? I do, sometimes. Mark III, one of the things I liked about War Machine was the fact that you can't pre-measure anything aside from your command range. And I love that because I could eyeball distances pretty well. And then as soon as they brought in pre-measuring, I'm like, oh, now like the one thing I'm really good at doesn't matter. No. So, If you threw a Pokeball at Steve, would he fit or would you get an error message? I don't know, Rob. Would you say Steve is about the size of a Snorlax?
Maybe a little bigger.
Maybe a little bigger. Okay, we might get an error message then. But if it's the 6th or 7th item in your inventory, you're going to get infinite rare candies. I can hear Aaron laughing from outside.
Yeah.
What do we have here? Custodes return in a nutshell. Gilliman came into the place and said, "Do stuff." The end. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Hope they eventually cover it again soon. Quirk, why do you think there is no love for Slanesh for GW? They're trying to make it more kid-friendly. Slanesh ain't kid-friendly. Okay. Anyone else think Quirk just looks lost? I think I look lost. I know I look lost. Okay, you don't understand the complexity of this thing. Or you do, I don't know, but it's mostly every time I get to the bottom of the list and I try and scroll, Josh's trackpad is so sensitive that I touch it and it's just gone. So I'm like, I don't. Okay, let me try and find something here. So he lost his mind when he played Custodes. Yeah, yeah. Oh, here we go. We got another one. Dr. V, is it possible to make an inexpensive, fun, yet not competitive, just playable Necron army? Oh, wow. I don't know because I don't know the prices offhand for Necron stuff, and I know a lot of the things that make Necrons really good are their character abilities. Especially with the Veil of Darkness, it's pretty good right now. But off the top of my head, I can't actually think of any, oh, why aren't you scrolling down anymore? There we go. I can't think of any easy ways to make a cheap Necron army because I'm trying to think of lists in my head that would work. And everything that I'm like, okay, that's not too bad, that's not too bad. You'd have to throw in that, wait, that's actually kind of expensive. Yeah, okay, never mind. So, no, I can't think of any cheap ways to... Is that going to go away now? There we go. Ha! I can't think of any ways to actually make a cheap Necron army off the top of my head. So, let's see here. I'm trying to find a comment here. Let's see. Chaos Orcs were in 2nd edition. Oh, they were? I did not know that. Oh, here we go. We got a good question here. Oh, not yet. $2 from Dr. V. Fair enough. Have a good day. You're welcome, Dr. V. Thank you so much for the donations. Here we go from Lokyar. What's the thing you hoped for most out of each of the upcoming Xenos codexes? So I'm not normally a lore guy, so a lot of people are like, oh, well, I want to see how the lore goes. And lore for me, I got really hung up in the War Machine lore, and then jumping over to 40K, I was like, I'll listen to the stories people tell, but I'm not a huge lore guy. I've read a couple of the books, but that's about it. So, otherwise, it's been... There we go. I'm mostly hoping to see new... like dynasties for Necrons. I want to see where they go with that. I want to see where the, I don't know what they're called, but the Tau ones, I want to see where they go with that. I love reading the stratagems for new codexes because those are what make an army. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you got the special rules, you got this, you got that. Yes, but stratagems, the fact that you can build an entire army around the stratagems make it so cool. So I like the stratagems. I like seeing where the relics come from. I like to see how people kind of interchange all the different things. And I like seeing... if you watched me when I was doing the Custodes review or when I did the Nurgle review, or the Chaos Demons Codex review, I love reading a book and just seeing the combos that you can make, the crazy, ridiculous, like if this goes off, it's going to be amazing. I like seeing that in these books. So I'm excited to actually get my hands on the book, start reading through them and seeing, like, okay, if I stack this with this relic, and this stratagem, what can I do? So, let's see, what do we have next? Will you be doing a Taudex review this or next weekend? I'm not sure. I don't think anybody's filmed anything regarding it, so I have no idea. Quirk, question from an Italian comrade. Okay. I'd like a tip for competitive AdMech. What should I take from what you've seen at tournaments? So Call is almost an auto include because he's just really, really good with AdMech. What I've seen a lot of people do is actually take the Castellan robots, put them in front of Call, use the Castellan robots, walk them up the board till they have range on pretty much anything. So if you got them standing in the center of the board, they're going to get a lot of work done. Taking guard, leaving them as heavy weapons teams in the back lines to actually shoot off quite a bit into everybody, and then using another unit of guard to kind of be a shield guard for any of the characters like your Primera Psychers and things as they walk up. And the Electro Priests. There's a trick that you can do with the Electro Priests where they kind of, same as Rangers, they can deploy 9 inches away from enemy models before the start of the game. So if you win the initiative roll off, you know you're going first, you can deploy those models, they move up, and then they can charge and get, if they kill whatever they're charging, which they most likely will because they do a ton of damage, they get a 3-up invulnerable save. So you have this crazy kill unit now, just absolutely ridiculous. Let's see here. Oh, we have another donation. Wow, where'd it go? Where'd it go? I keep scrolling the wrong way, everybody.
John O'Neill, £5.
John O'Neill for £5. My regular opponent currently plays Khorne Demons. Would it be cruel and unfair to me to start a Tau army? No, actually. I don't know what he plays, so I'm going to start right there. I don't know. Again, I don't know what he plays with the demons, but with the new demon codex or the new Chaos Demons codex, Khorne is actually very viable because you can deep strike and summon in so much stuff. So it's very easy to close that gap on a Tau army. At the same point in time, it might be a little bit cruel because I don't know what he has, so he might not have anything that's crazy good at deep striking in, and you might just shoot him off the board every game. So, all right, so let's see here. Okay. And scrolling back down. How much did you enjoy Blue Collar Heresy? I had a blast with Blue Collar Heresy. Here's the thing. I've never really done any role-playing D&D type sessions before. We did a little bit of a practice one at Matt's house, and I kind of got a feeling for it. But what you saw me do right there was the first time I've ever actually completed a full role-playing campaign like that. So if I seemed a little bit inexperienced, it's probably because it was my first try at that. So that's why. But I did have a lot of fun with it. I like casting psychic powers. I like perils. I like the randomness of what's going to happen. How is Matt going to narratively twist this crazy accident that I just threw his way, and what's going to happen from that? And I love watching him be like, oh, okay, let me see what I can do with this. Oh, you're not going to like it. You go like, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, basically I die. So that's not much of a spoiler. Quirk, what would be the least expensive way to get a semi-competitive army for? I'm thinking of going back into 40K, but I'm also super cheap and don't want to buy used. Custodes. Just buy Custodes, man. They're very, very good, and they're very cheap. So, what is your favorite model in Age of Sigmar? It was the Maw Crusher, just because it's a big orc riding an even bigger wyvern. That's awesome. But now I think it might be the Daughters of Cain person whose name I'm forgetting now. It starts with an M, but I'm totally forgetting it. But yeah, I like that model. Quirk, McDonald's or Burger King? McDonald's. I mean, I enjoy Burger King, but I like McDonald's more. So how are your Alpha Legion doing? I actually haven't played 30K in so long. I think I forgot the rest of the rules I didn't know. So that sentence didn't make sense. I think I forgot the rest of the rules I did know for that edition of the game because I've just kind of invested all of my knowledge into making sure I know 40K and or 8th edition, sorry. And it's paying off because for the most part I'm actually doing fairly well. The thing that bothers me now though is that I'm trying to stay so ahead of the game and on point with the rules that I'll go to a tournament or something like that, and it might be a local tournament, and they aren't doing the new FAQ. So I'll play, and I'm like, oh wait, now I have to go back to the rules that I intentionally forgot because of this new FAQ because they're not playing it with this way. Okay, well I got to try and remember how to do this, and just stuff like that. I went to a tournament last weekend, and there were people out there who were saying like, okay, I'm going to charge you through ruin, so I got -2 to my charge. So I'm going through terrain. I'm like, what? Is that was that an FAQ? Is that back? I don't remember that. I'm like trying to figure it out. I'm like, wait. I'm like, oh, okay, no, they're just referencing 7th edition by accident. Okay, but no, it's crazy how much I've invested into that. So yeah. No questions. Just wanted to say thanks. Between your 24-hour live stream and your and Matt's Apocalypse game, I decided to opt into the vault. It's awesome. Thanks, man. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Just to let you guys know, if you, I mean, you guys are watching it live right now, so you're gonna figure that one out. But if you are a vault member, you're able to watch these live streams after the fact. And also, if you have any idea who you want to ask questions to, you're more than welcome to email them ahead of time, and they can answer your questions before we start getting into the chat and stuff like that. Now, nobody emailed me any questions, so it had no pre-questions for you. So kind of just jumped right into the chat here. Okay, everybody keeps referencing me on the toilet. Why is everyone referencing me on the toilet, Rob?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Okay. Okay, I don't. I'm sure I'm about to get a comment in here somewhere explaining it, but Canto Samuelson was a hero. Yes, he was. Quirk, do you collect 30k alphas or 40k? 30k. Also, do you think they're secretly loyal? I think they're misunderstood. They're like Magnus. No, I'm just kidding. Whoa! Oh, here comes the hate comments. No, from the Legion book and everything I got from that, they are doing what's best for humanity, not what's best for Horus and the Emperor and everything. So, yeah. I like the story where Horus told Alpharius to go and take over a base. So he went and took over the base and then left. And Horus went, wait, what happened to that base I told you to take over? And he's like, I took over. He's like, well, you didn't fortify it. You didn't capture it. It's like, it's just out in the open. Nobody's doing anything. He's like, yeah, you didn't say to do that. I did what you told me to do. Just the fact that everything to him was like to a T. There you go. All right, I Alpharius you. And then he's out. There we go. Marathi. Ha, we got the name. Yeah, so, sorry, I'm trying to find the next comment as I'm doing this. I just stopped because I can't multitask very well. But yeah, I love that story where he's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do exactly what you told me. Nothing more, nothing less. And you can't get mad. I was like, that's awesome. So I started doing that here where people are like, hey, can you grab that tool? Sure. Just hold it. Can you bring it here? Oh, you didn't ask me to do that. So, Quirk, I hear your rolling is no longer cursed. It comes and goes. So, whoa. Okay. Harley Quirk. Yep. Yes. Haha. Let's see. Quirk, the new Battletech video game by Harebrained Schemes is releasing in April. Are you going to be playing it? And if so, what is your favorite mech? I actually have never played Battletech. I've seen it a couple times. I've heard a lot about it. Never actually played it. And the thing is, I love mech games. I played Mech Warrior all the time. I actually played the tabletop game for a little while, way back when they had like the clicky bases. Love that. But no, I haven't done anything. I've never played Battletech, so it's probably something I'm gonna have to get into. All right. Okay, I figured it out. Josh's mousepad is inverted. Let's see here. Quirk, you need to order some more red Mohawk dice. No, you need to order some red Mohawk dice. Maybe as like a special thing. Aren't you legally required to answer Tim Hortons? No. I hate Tim Hortons. Oh, now Canadians are gonna start hating me. How are your Grey Knights doing now? Not too bad. So there's a video coming up at some point in time where it was Ben and I. Ben was the guest that we had here for a little while, and it was his birthday. He's like, yeah, let's play a special game. I was like, all right, let's play a special game. You know what I've always wanted to do? Let's take Custodes, this crazy elite army, and let's take Grey Knights. And I played Grey Knights, he played Custodes, it was his birthday. I was like, okay, we'll give you the slightly newer, shinier, like models that I just finished. And to make it especially interesting, we gave each other 100 command points. So it's not like, you know, oh, we're going to build this army, it's going to have 3 command points, it's going to have 6 command points because I skewed to build this thing. No, we gave each other a static 100 command points. And that was an interesting game. The fact that you can take Grey Knights, just be like, you know what, I'm going to do every stratagem I possibly can at any time. And so it was like, yeah, well, I'm going to do every stratagem I possibly can at any time. It's like, oh, it was a weird game. It was weird. You guys are going to love it. It's weird. Quirk, when you play Necrons, I see you taking the Tesseract Vault. What changes do you think need to be made to make it more viable option in tournaments? I don't think it needs any changes. I took 3 of those to a tournament and tabled 3 out of the 4 people I played. And I played against, the Fieldcraft Eldar. I played against Admech. I played against Death Guard with a Mortarion. And I tabled them with 3 Tesseract Vaults. I don't understand it, but it worked. So, what do we have here? Have you ever played Infinity? If yes, what was your favorite faction? So yes, I did play Infinity. Aleph was my faction for a little while, and then I kind of just gave the models I had to Leland because I was like, you enjoy Infinity more than I do. I don't really play much anymore. Here you go. And then I got back into it and started playing the Mercenaries. So, yeah, it was fun. I don't play it very much anymore, but I do like the concept of the game where it's like, both players are actively playing at all times. So I thought that was kind of cool. Any motivational words to inspire those of us who find painting a chore? Paint your models. There you go. Here's your motivation. Any chance for another 24-hour paint-a-thon, Harley Quirk? Oh, you guys keep asking for that. You have no idea how much that almost killed me. No word of a lie, finished it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna eat something. I'm gonna lie down, take a little nap. You guys wake me up like in an hour or two, and that way I'll have enough rest to drive home. I passed out on the couch. I didn't wake up until 8:30. Like I passed out at probably 12:30. Didn't wake up until 8:30, and like the office was black. It was closed up. Doors were locked. Like they just left me there. I'm like, huh. Okay. So yeah, I was so tired after that. Oh, do we have another one? Dr. V, what's your Necron Vault list? Sounds fun. Also play BattleTech. So my Necron Vault list, this was back before chapter approved, so I actually was able to do it points wise, was 3 Tesseract Vaults and a Gauss Pylon. And it came to like 1,989 points or something like that. So it was a lot of fun, mainly because there was one guy who was just like, yeah, I got this big beastie. It's got like 28 wounds. It's just my tank. And I'm like, you talk a lot about this. I'm pretty sure I can one-shot it with a Gauss Pylon. I'm going to take a Gauss Pylon and hope that I can one-shot it. And then when I got to the tournament and told him about it, he's like, I don't want to play you now. I don't want to play you at all. I'm like, no, I want to one-shot it. So, all right. Let's see. Where did we leave off here? And yes, BattleTech, I will definitely try and play it. Magnus did nothing wrong? No, Magnus did nothing wrong. I've never played Warhammer, so I don't know how different Black Templars are to Blood Angels. I think they're both melee focused though, right? Space Marines as a whole are a jack of all trades, master of none for the most part. They can do anything very well, but there are other armies out there that can do specific things incredibly well. So if you want shooting, yes, Space Marines can do shooting very well. If you want melee, yes, Space Marines can do melee very well. If you want armor and tanks, they can do armor and tanks. If you want deep striking in with psychic stuff, you can do deep striking with psychic stuff. If you want hypermobile bikes, they can do hypermobile bikes. But when you start looking at other factions like Tau, for example, Tau are shooting. When you look at factions like, let's see, what's another one here? Orcs. Orc shooting is kind of meh. They're more horde charging in. Like, they're not going to get the crazy deep striking in unless you go with a ton of commandos. And even then, it's not going to be very effective or as effective as things like Space Marines. So Space Marines are the jack of all trade, master of none army, in my personal opinion. Tesseract Arc gets a 4+ invuln. Tesseract Arc. Yes. What? Cool. I don't know. I read Arc and thought Volt for some reason. I was like, Tesseract Volt doesn't have a 4-up invuln. So. Hey, Quirk, did you ever consider doing a Harley Quinn as Krusty the Clown? No. It did cross my mind, though, to paint at one point in time every single Harley Quinn a different color and just make it look like a band of clowns. And then afterwards I went, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Never mind. So, because that would just be ridiculous. Best color to paint orcs if you couldn't have green. Orange. Tesseract Vault gets 4-up. Right now it doesn't have a 4-up save. It doesn't have, or a 4-up invuln. It has a 3-up or 4-up save, I think, but it doesn't have an invuln. You need to put it next to something to give it an invuln, like a Gauss pylon. Modern Warfare 2 is much better. What? Oh, I meant. Oh, I saw MW2 and got really excited because I was thinking Modern Warfare 2. That game looks awesome. Totally off topic. And Rob's giving me the 5-minute warning. Okay, so let's jump down here. Whoop. Okay. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here to try and get some of these comments that you guys have been posting just to try and finish off the last 5 minutes here. So, are you interested in playing Vermintide 2? Vermintide is just like fantasy Left 4 Dead. So, Left 4 Dead. So, yes. Yes, I am. Oh, all right. Sebastian Payne. Hey, Quirk, do you or any of the other guys play Age of Sigmar plan to use a Studio Cadron Overlord's army? Maybe. It's kind of one of those things right now where it's like, you ever see like a football game where everybody, like, they kick the ball and everybody's like, are you going to touch it? Are you going to touch it? Because I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to tackle you if you touch it. That's pretty much what we're doing right now with this army, where it's like everybody's kind of looking at it like, okay, I kind of want to play this army, but I don't want people to yell at me for being the guy who like claims his army, because nobody's really claimed it yet. But at the same point in time, we don't think it's a very good army, so we don't really want to play it, but I kind of want to play it because the models are cool. But I don't want to play it because I don't think it's going to be very good. And I don't want to have to learn a new army, but I kind of want to play it. And yeah, it's just going back and forth. No one's really claimed the army yet, so yeah, it's still up in the air. Any sneak peek on your character? No. I will tell you this right now. He carries a gun. He might even carry 2 guns. Definitely can't carry 3 guns. Possibly 2, though. Definitely 1. Nice, £5. What that worth? Like $10 US now? Probably. Okay. Quirk, does Mini Wargaming use airbrushing for their models, or are you still old school painting brush style? We do a bit of both. His brush old school. We do a bit of both. So we'll airbrush a lot of the larger areas. We'll airbrush the gradients into certain things, but as soon as we get to the like tinier details, that's when we get the brush out. I know a lot of people out there can pretty much paint 99% of a model with an airbrush. I don't think we have a good enough airbrush to get that small a detail. Like I personally just bought a new airbrush. I know Steve bought an airbrush. I know Josh bought an airbrush. And the thing is, all these airbrushes that we bought, we're not really willing to invest much more into it, so we're just kind of stuck with the needles that we're stuck with. And if anything happens to them, we're like, oh, well, no, that's kind of it. So, no, for the most part, right now, for example, I'm doing my Custodes bikes, and I'm spray painting on the gold, airbrushing on the silver, and then just washing everything and then picking out the details. So that's pretty much it for them. But yeah, we do a mix of both. For the most part, it's mostly old school brush, but larger area airbrush. Let's see. What's your gaming snack of choice? Ooh. Oh, I like Whoppers. Whoppers are good.
That's a snack?
Whoppers?
Oh, you mean the chocolate?
Yeah,
Whoppers?
chocolate
Oh,
Whoppers.
like hamburger Whoppers.
No, chocolate Whoppers.
Okay.
Those things are delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. All right, guys, we're down to the 2-minute warning here. I need to check really quick who the next person is in the next sit and talk. So let me check here. Who's Steve's done one, right? Of the live sit and talks. I'm trying to remember the names here. Luca. Let's just assume Luca. I actually have to check here. Hang on. Luca! Yeah, I called it. So yeah. Got it. So next week, the live sit and talk is going to be with Luca. If you have any pre-questions to kind of give him that first 10-minute intro to answer for you guys, go ahead. Shoot him off an email, luca@miniwargaming.com, and that way he can kind of plan ahead for that. And let's see. I'm going to try and find one last question here to answer before we shut down and get everything set up for the Dark Heresy campaign. So, Quirk, would Mini Wargaming ever consider doing Wargamer Hangouts with Vault members? Oddly enough, we don't specifically do it with Vault members, but what happens is we have certain people who've come in and hung out with us, played games, or contacted us either through like Steve and I's personal, or Chris's even YouTube channel, stuff like that, and we hang out with them all the time. We'll play games. Like we've got, we did actually a video for Grim, who sent us cookies. But the thing is, we play PUBG with Grim at least like once or twice a month. So yeah, we do hangouts quite a bit with people who, you know, we've gotten a chance to connect with. But for just like the general comments and things like that, not really. It's more of a, you know, if we get a chance to chit chat with you, if you've been in, or if we've met you at a convention or something like that, then yeah, we will definitely hang out with you. Like there's a couple people I've already seen in here where I'm like, yeah, I've hung out with them at conventions. So let's find one more comment here. Can you make tutorials on airbrushing? I just started using one and trying to get my skills up. All right, so this is gonna be the last one, guys. At the moment right now, I think Chris has a bunch of stuff in the vault right now for airbrushing, and it's just like the airbrushing 101 or something like that. So yeah, if you go to the vault, you'll find a bunch of stuff on airbrushing. I think Chris also has like I don't know what it's called. Airbrushing 101. So yeah, you can check it out there. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. That is our 1 hour long live sit and talk. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking with you guys. For any of you who donated, thank you so much for the donations. We absolutely appreciate it. It shows us that you do actually like seeing these live sit and talks, and I very much enjoying doing it. I'm the one who set up everything for this, so it was kind of tedious for me, but it's nice to actually see that everything is working. So we're going to shut it down because we do have to get everything set up for the Dark Heresy. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Luke is next week. Happy wargaming.